Baba meise, the Baba soll gesund sein, always tells us and keeps on telling us the same way people have more than one pair of clothes, whether it's whatever it may be, shirts, socks, shoes. I'm sure you have more than one pair. How come all of a sudden when it comes to tzitzis, Baba Zol Gesundsein always tells us you have the people that they have one pair of tzitzis. They don't check their tzitzis and it's smelly. It's all the kaparis and everything on it. So it's very important to have more than one pair of tzitzis, clean, check your tzitzis, and to know what you're checking, that it should be kosher. Kitzur Shulchan Aruch and Tsiman Tes, Hilchas Tzitzis, Chof Aleph Sifim. G'doyle mitzvah tzitzis, greatness, how great mitzvah tzitzis. Sharei HaKosov Shkala ותלה b'akol ad mitzvah is kulon. How great is mitzvah tzitzis? You find in Torah that the level, the scale, the greatness of tzitzis is compared to all other mitzvahs. Snamar, we can find in the Torah that says *Re'ism *Vezchartem*. It's called mitzvah Hashem. When you see this mitzvah, you'll remember all the other mitzvahs of the Eibush there. Tzitzis b'gimati or taf reish. The number of tzitzis is b'gematria. The number together is taf, which is 400. Reish, which is 200. Which together you have 600, which is brought down from the Torah. Shmoyne Chotim, you have 8 strings, which be'etzem, ideally it's really 4. You fold it in half, and that's how we call it 8 strings. The tzitzis, it is 4 on each side, 4 on each side, and together we call it 8. So you have tar yag 613. The tzitzis itself, the tzitzis, which people make a mistake. They think tzitzis is the whole entire everything. This is called the bebegd, and this is called tzitzis. Tzitzis are the strings itself. So tzitzis is taf reish 600. 8 are the strings. 5 are the knots. The kshering between the tzitzis, you have Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet, Hey. So together, you have 613. 600, 8, and 5, you have 613. Shmoyne Chotim, Hamisha Kshering, Harei Tariyag, L'chein, and therefore, Tzarich, Kol Ish Lihiyos Nizar, Shetiloi, Talis, Cotton, Shiyam, Lubash, a person has to be careful that he has the kosher tzitzis that he wears the whole entire day. Tia shall tzemer, and it should be made out of wool. Tzemer reichlim, lavon, tafke tzemer reichlim, which is a certain type of tzemer. You have the goats, and you have the family of the goats. The whole idea of tzemer reichlim. You should make sure that you have white tzitzis, the comb, the goats and the sheep and the lambs and the whole situation. The idea of making the strings for kosher tzitzis, from the beginning, the niputs, the combing and the shizira and the weaving of the strings, that it's all la'alacha from the beginning till the end, l'shem tzitzis. G'doyle kishur the hainu shloisha live amo v'irech v'chatzi amo v'reicham yesh eivim amo al amo. There's 3 opinions in the size of the bebegd of the tzitzis. The Shulchan Aruch has 2 opinions, and the Alter brings a 3rd opinion. Or you say 3/3 of an amma, in the actual Bebegd, we're going to explain in a second, or you say an amma by amma, or the Alter Rebbe Shitta is an amma from the base of Tzavor. So you can have a Bebegd of tzitzis 3/3 of an amma from the base of Tzavor, which is the Alter Rebbe's Chiddush. But you have Be'etzim, if you want to be Mekil, Shulchan Aruch, you have, this is the Bebegd. So if I go from the shoulders, from here, and from here till here, Shloish Shediva Yama, 3/3 of an amma. This is more than that, but you have the idea of 3/3 of an amma. Some people say an amma by amma. You have to have an amma from here to the bottom, amma by amma, from here to here, and from here to here. Now the Rebbe says you have to have from the base of Tzavor, from where the neck is, all the way down, an amma, which is more machmer, which is a bigger shear of a Bebegd in the tzitzis. So you have 3/3, shloish rivei, 3/3 of an amma, and you have chatzi amma b'reichav. The first opinion is 3/3 of an amma by half of an amma. The second opinion is an amma by amma. And the Alter Rebbe's chumre, the Alter Rebbe's halacha is from the neck to the bottom should be in amma, not in half an amma like the first opinion, which says the reichav, a half, shloish rivei to the irach. The other opinion is amma by amma, but it's from the neck, from the shoulder. Then you have the Alter Rebbe from the neck till the bottom, it has to be an amma by an amma. B'ma'at tzarich leis amma hein milifnei v'heim la'achre v'areichav gam kein amma k'tanim shegiu l'chinuch ta'inu ben sheish shanim ad ben shloish esrei efshar l'hakeh b'beged shu amma bilvad. Now the Rebbe says the din of an amma is for sure from bar mitzvah, from 13 and on. A yellow, the kid from the age of 6 till the age of 13, you could go opinion that holds of the Bebegd itself, which should be an amma by amma according to the second opinion. You could be making according to that opinion. Strichel yeshitia mikol tzad chusa roiv hanira leinayim rabbeinu kasu shia psuach legamri. You have people that they have undershirt tzitzis or different ideas in the army or different places. I don't know. You have tzitzis which on the side is connected. So Shulchan Aruch says it should be roiv hanira leinayim. So let's say here it's a little connected, whether it's through a button or it's sewed, and the rest is open, disconnected. The Alter Rebbe says there is no, according to Alter Rebbe tzitzis, there shouldn't be anything connected between the sides of the tzitzis. Even though it's through, you want to use clips or buttons to say that it's not really connected, it's better that it should be open. Gam yie kol echad nizar shetil leitali is gadol v'tzitzis she's ativ bo b'shas vatela. Besides this whole idea of tzitzis, and everybody has to make sure they have kosher tzitzis, and the shear of the tzitzis, and if it's connected on the side or not, how much. There's this idea of having a talis gadol that when Chabad is from the chasna to wear the talis gadol. Yehadar shetil leitalis no, the talis itself should be nice, the tzitzis no, the string should be nice. Okay, kol mitzvahs strichel is behidder. Same too is all mitzvahs have to be done, not just yoytze given. I'm doing the mitzvah, but it has to be behidder. You have to be mahader when you're coming in front of the Eibishter. In any way which is possible to see, this is the Eibishter, and I'm going to invest in him, and I'm going to make him great, and I'm going to make the Eibishter. I'm going to give him. I'm going to be megadol the Eibishter, his name and his tziyas. Like it says, that there should be this idea of mahader and be careful and trying to add and do the best you could do. The same way you'd be in front of somebody, you want to give them a present, a friend or whatever it is you have, you want to make it nice, you want to do it the best way, presentable. You come to the Eibishter, it has to be like a mensch, befrat in the mitzvahs, which is the idea of connecting to the Eibishter because he commanded us. Didactic weakness, ציצית מאיש נאמן שיהיה ותלה שנעשה בתרי או שזירה בבגד the shman, and he should be careful to make sure that he buys the tzitz from somebody that had in mind from the beginning. We said the weaving and the combing and the strings and everything was made from the beginning till the end, l'shem tzitz, and the person that made it is Yireh Shamim. Same thing is with till and the mezuzah. You should know who made his till and who wrote it, who wrote the mezuzah, and who made his tzitz is also the idea of Yireh Shamim. The whole time the kavanah is that they're doing it for tzitzis, and it should be the right shear and everything the right kavanahs. That's the whole idea of the basic idea of mitzvah tzitzis. Halacha beis, if somebody can't do temer, well, so he has the idea of flax. So he's bought tzitzi shel temer mishum isur shadna. But if he uses one thing, the bebegd will be flax, and the actual strings will be made out of temer, which is wool. You come into the problem of what shadna is. Yes, mishayimer diasa kanafel shel eid wahen tzitzi shel temer. Some people come and they say if the actual bebegd is made out of flax, so there's this idea that on the corner you put a piece of oid, which is leather. Now the Rebbe says you could get away with that. In the actual corner, the whole corner, there's a piece which is out of oid, and through that you put the tzitzis of temer, and then you don't have a problem of shatnez. To explain this whole idea, Hadichus and Shadi Tshuva, in the end of Siman Tes, for the whole Svara, why it is not a problem of shatnez. Halacha Gimel. Hanekev shmachnisim by tzitzitos lo tiarach mitzvahs bebegd heim beirach heim berechav yezer mishloisha gudlin ela pachs mat yezer even da gudlin elu moide de mabaka makata shva gudol da hainu bereisha ve noch la hachmerkein ein shari tshuva ki da mal mishloisha gudlin loy mikri knav bebegd ela beged. First the code there is in the corner of the bebegd. It shouldn't be, you have your oidach and roich have the corners. It shouldn't be, and the Alter Rebbe says, the idea is that it should be in shloisha gudlin. And how do you measure shloisha gudlin? The gudol, you have this part. Three agudlin, not this part, but it's from here where the nail is. Shloisha gudlin. You measure on the bebegd, where here's the kasher, here's the tzitzis, one, here's my other finger, bifnim, and then the code is from, if you say a little bit under, on top, starting from where the actual tzitzis is, from here, you want to make sure that it's al kanfe on the corner, not in too low, not too high. So it has to be the shear of 3 gudlin, 1, 2, 3, from where the tzitzis is. 1, 2, 3. After, like we said, the shear, this part where the nail is. If it's higher than the 3 fingers, above the 3 fingers, it's not considered a kamfe, it is the beged itself. Also, if the hole is higher than the 3 gudlin that we mentioned in the measurement. What happened? If the hole is higher, which means it's over here, it's closer to the beged, and after he puts in the tzitzis and he makes the brach, whatever it may be, he pulls the tzitzis and it comes down into the shloisha gudlin, it is possible, it's not considered kosher tzitzis. Why? Because when he made the tzitzis, it wasn't kosher, and there's this idea we're going to find in the Shulchan Aruch, and the halacha, he brings down a few different examples of gdilim tasa v'loimin asui. The tzitzis wasn't made. It was made in a not kosher place, in a pasal, and now by just pulling it down and it came into the place, it doesn't make it kosher. Another example would be is if somebody pulls the whole tzitzis out, because he was in 770 in Simchas Torah, and somebody stepped on his tzitzis and he made a kula, and then he wants to sew it back, this whole thing back into the corner. It's the same idea of gedilim tasa v'loimin asui. He didn't make the tzitzis, it was already made. The same nakuda over here. Also, the same idea is if he cuts a hole down into the 3 agudlin, it's the same idea of pulling that the beged becomes smaller, or if he cuts, it's the same idea of tasa v'loimin asui. What you find in Siv Vav. Gamlo yaneke kariv l'svasa beged bein medach b'mreicha pachas mikashir sheyesh min hakesher ha'emto yishel agud la'atzoi chatzipoiden. Hainu eirech shtei gudlin moedidin b'yosher v'loi be'alachsoi. Like we mentioned in the Kudah of Kishrei et Ba'isov, this is considered Kishrei et Ba'isov. From here, it shouldn't be more than 2. It shouldn't be above 2-3 fingers from the actual tzitzis, and it shouldn't be below, and it shouldn't be below. It shouldn't be below 2, at least 2 fingers, at least 2 gudlin. It shouldn't be below that, and it shouldn't be above 3, according to the Rebbe, because it's not kanaf. If it's too low, it's not kanaf. If it's too high, it's not kanaf. It's called tachas hakanaf. Here, however, if it was in a kosher oif and he put the tzitzis in, and now through pulling it came into a lower shear, it is kosher. Because when he made the b'shas ma'aseh, it was kosher, so now it's also kosher. Even though right now it's not in the right place because he pulled the tzitzis. Finally, come on, Sivov, Imanek of the Mile of Mishleisha Gudlin, Misvasa Chutin, Yesh, Pachas Mishleisha Gudlo, Yizor, Limdei, Shaloi, Malay Kesher, Agudl, Avad Machutim. Here it comes into the discussion. You have some big tzitzis, which brings you into the problem on the bottom. People have sometimes nice designs coming out of here on the bottom of the tzitzis. Other cotton balls, I don't know what you want to call it. You have to make sure that this whole part doesn't have those extra chutin. It could be from here till here, but not where the actual beged is, because then you come into the problem of from where do you measure the tzitzis, the gudlin, the shear. So you have to be careful that they don't have all those other stuff coming out on the bottom of the tzitzis. Talis cotton egim, Ktsas Lasish Nene Kovim Zay, till Zakma Atri, Mechokim, Kabaloi, Kesher, Gudol, Vairech, Varicho, Machnis, Shneim, Tzitzitis, Yikshir, Yahada, Samuch, the Bebegd, Mamish, Deshi, Kesher, Harisha, and Lamailo, Kesher, Gudol, Hein, Tluyin, Al Hatalis, Mibachut. We have in the tzitzitis, we have that, meaning the idea of two holes. Some people have one hole, and we find by a talis also there's one hole, and it should be in the reichav of agudol. The tzitzitis, the two holes, not literally touching and not too much separate. It should be in the agudol space, the shir of agudol. Also, the first kesher you want it to be after you, not the tzitzitis, you want the first kesher to be close to the bebegd, the mamish, and it has to be the idea of dafke tluyi mi bachutz, not mi bifnim, and you don't want that the first kesher should be away from the two holes more than a gudel, so it has to be mamish touching. There shouldn't be a space that the first knot will be, let's say, over here instead of over here. It has to be right touching the bebegd, again, mi bachutz.